Yo, yo, it's a four hot show. Time to make it grow. Like she said, go. It's Millie in the gully, and we the talking goats. Let's go.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Four High Podcast. Four High Beam for the Four Highs on top. My name is Fernando Macias. The man, the myth, the legend himself in downtown. I see you, Jay.
What's up, Fern? I'm out here right now, downtown, back in my home city. I feel so glad to be back.
Oh, what are you doing on the streets? What, you
Hey,
enjoying the weather?
Dude, the weather is great. Look, there's a dog right here.
What?
Look, I found a dog.
I feel like you set this up. Whose dog is that?
There's a dog right here.
This is scripted. How did?
I don't know whose dog this is. Is this your dog? Okay.
Oh no, he's happy.
No, no, it's great.
Roger, come say hi.
Yeah, so okay. So yeah, I'm in the city right now.
Who's your friend? Is this scripted? This has to be
I'm drinking vodka too.
A dog just fucking pops up on you. You start.
It really did. It really just happened. I swear.
Oh my god! Oh, ladies,
hold on. There's a whole camera crew right here.
That is hysterical.
I can't
see. This is what happens when you go outside.
Oh, I think it's all scripted. I don't know what's going on here. All right, Jake. All
right, I'm sorry for that intro.
Let's get to it.
Let's get into it.
We talked about MMA welterweights, and we told the people since David Benavidez won a couple weeks ago now, last week or so, we talking the greatest Mexicans of boxing all time. The four greatest on our Mount Rushmore. Jake, how you feeling about that?
Look, dude, my top four are way better than your top four. I'll tell you right now. I study boxing. I love boxing, and I love Mexican boxing. Mexican boxers actually bring it. They actually bring it.
Study it. You study it. Oh, you study it. I live it. I live this shit. You see, dude, even though it's not a Mexican boxer in my background, this is, hey, I've been consistent. Mike's been in my background. Look at your background. It's the city of Chicago. It changes.
I have dogs around me, bro.
Oh, I got a dog behind me. Look at that dog.
Look, listen. The Mexican boxers actually go and fight. It's not like they're running and jabbing like the little black and white boxers do.
I mean, I don't know about your Mexican boxers, but my Mexican boxers come and bring it. I don't know about yours, but mine certainly do. Because
let's go. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
How are we gonna do it? Because I want no interruptions. I don't know if we're gonna agree. Let's go one by one. I go, you go, I go.
Okay, look, let me tell you mine.
All right, go ahead. You go first. First one. Give me your first one.
All right, I'm gonna give you my first one. You might be surprised by it. Marco Antonio Barrera.
That's I love Marco, but it's okay. It's not.
He won the trilogy against fucking Eric Morales, right?
True. Fact.
And past his prime, he almost beat Marquez, dude. If you watch the fight, it's a very close fight. It was a very close fight. It was a close fight.
My friend.
He hit him in the back of the head when he was down. I mean, that was kind of like, it's kind of bad, but still.
How do you do against Pacquiao?
That's right. He didn't do good. A lot of Mexicans didn't do good against Pacquiao. A lot of them didn't.
Juan
My
Manuel,
number one did. My number one did. We'll get to that later. My number one did.
All right, I get it. Marco Antonio is good, boy,
he's like a 3-division champ, bro. Like,
but in my opinion,
let's not forget, he beat Prince Hassim when
he
was
undefeated. About to say that
in his prime, and he was like the Mayweather back then. Like, and he had the style, the whole thing. He came out like the Undertaker, like with the whole gimmick and all that shit. Come on.
Down the chair. I agree. Marco Antonio gave Prince Nassim. I was about to say that. I was going to say, you better mention that fight. That's the one that
fucking grabbed his head and fucking threw it in the turnbuckle.
Bro, that fight reminded me similar of like when Chino Maidana fought Broner. That's the similarities I could see because Broner was upcoming, all that hype. That's the
Yeah.
similarities. That's exactly how it was, and everyone.
Yeah, bro. And the crazy thing about that fight is that Prince Nassim got outboxed.
This
Like
is
he didn't
true.
like just get beat up. He got outboxed.
And hold on, the biggest thing though, that was his career. He ended his career. He really did.
That was it. He ended the fucking hype, bro.
That's the
He just fucked.
craziest thing. Like
So
he didn't just stop the hype, he ended his career. There's a difference between stopping the hype, because a lot of people still carry on in their career. No, Prince Nassim had another fight and retired. That was it for him.
look, and if
I
you're a
can't-
young Mexican, if you're a Mexican that grew up with Mexican parents that like to drink Corona, you watch those Barrera Morales fights
You watched
because you
all
had
of
to
those fights.
on your family weekends with your family. You watch those fights like they were fucking.
100%
Come on,
true.
like it was a
You're
Super
right.
Bowl, bro.
100% true. You had the rounds where everyone picked the round to see what round you're gonna win. You did that shit. I
Yeah,
know
dude.
you did.
If
No
if
hate
you
on it.
if you ask my grandparents, bro, they'll be like, Barrera's the greatest boxer ever. You
I
know?
believe it.
know?
I believe it. Especially if you're from where he's from. Because you know, especially that's why with the beef with Morales, yo, that was one of the craziest beef ever. When they were face to face, they literally just started swinging on each other.
Yeah, in the press conference.
Yeah, shit.
And Morales from Tijuana, bro. He throws down.
Exactly. That fucking beef was crazy. It was insane.
All right, that's mine. Who do you got?
Okay. No hating, no hate on your first one, but I'm gonna hit you with the man you were hating on in your honorable mentions, Mr. Salvador Sanchez.
Oh my god!
Come on,
I thought you were gonna say Margarito, bro. I was
that man
about to
is my
stand out.
that man is my honorable mentions. Honorable mentions for Antonio Margarito, but Salvador Sanchez is on my Mount Rushmore of Mexicans. Even though at such a young age he died at 23 years old. So sad. Don King, I think you were the one that did it, but whatever. But Salvador Sanchez.
What does that mean? I don't know the story. I don't know.
You know the
about
story about Don King and Salvador Sanchez? Okay, so Salvador was about to become a free agent, right?
Yeah.
So Don King gifted him a car. And supposedly that car's brakes didn't work. And supposedly that was the same car he was driving that he crashed and died. You tell me, you connect the dots. I don't know.
Dude, Don King is a Suge Knight of boxing.
He
I mean, is it? I
Hey.
mean, come on, bro. They're all in some conspiracy theories and all this shit they do, man.
100%. And he just signed your boy Adrian Broner.
I know. I was about to say he's about to. He's a fucking leech, bro. Like he's just fighting for relevancy at this point.
Bro, that's a subject for another day. But my boy
Uh.
Salvador Sanchez was probably, the history behind the rivalry of Puerto Rico versus Mexico, especially in boxing. It goes out through all of the sports, but in boxing, that shit takes another level. And probably the greatest Mexican versus Puerto Rican fight ever was Salvador Sanchez versus Wilfredo Gomez. That shit was crazy. That was straight up. This was war. Mexico versus.
Okay. Let me ask you something to counter your point. Who has he beat though? Like who has he really beat?
I just said it, Wilfredo
No,
Gomez.
I know you said one, but I mean, who else has he beat?
He also beat Danny Lopez, a Hall of Famer. He also beat Azuma Nelson, which was his last fight. I know you know who Azuma Nelson is.
I don't. But still,
Okay.
actually, I think I do. But look, how many titles did he have? In how many divisions?
Is that the
Because my
featherweight
top
title?
four, there are 3 division champs.
Just had the
At least.
title at 23 years old. He was already 44-1-1 at 23, and he was on his way up. Possibly could have faced Chavez. Possibly could have faced Pernell Whitaker. Who knows how far he would have gone up? Chavez was only 140. Salvador was 126. Who knows if Salvador was up? Who knows? I'm just saying, Salvador was a bad motherfucker.
Look, no, I agree, man, but I wouldn't have him in my top 4. I think like maybe top 8.
I think Salvador whoops Marco Antonio Barrera. I think Salvador whoops Eric Morales.
No, he
I
does
think
not,
Salvador
bro.
Gives
Don't
a
even
great
say that he would be
fight.
Marquez, because he wouldn't.
No, that's a great fight. It just depends if Marquez gets dropped or not. Because I don't think Marquez could drop Salvador, but I think Salvador could drop Marquez. Because you know,
Look,
I
but
love
Marquez
Marquez.
always gets
Marquez
dropped.
always gets dropped.
And he always comes back.
No, you're right. You're right. But that's what I'm saying. It all depends how many times. But
Okay, look,
not to hate.
look.
He died at 23 years old, Jake. What were you doing at 23, Jake? You weren't 44, 1-1.
I was at the fucking I was at the house party meetings.
The house party meetings.
I was at the house party.
Salvador Sanchez, he retained his title multiple times. I think about, let me count them up, Jake. Let's see. He won it after he beat Danny Lopez. Then he beat Ruben Castillo. Then he beat Danny again. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 title defenses. Could have been more, but sadly he dies. Could have been more. And you know, that man was becoming an actor too. Just to shout that out. All right.
Look, listen,
He dies 3 weeks after his fight, Jake. He just beat Azuma Nelson. He fucking whooped him, TKO'd at the 15th round, and he dies.
Look, I get it, but let me tell you something. He doesn't have a better legacy than Barrera. And I'll tell you why. Barrera was out here, bro. Like, he put boxing fans, like Mexican boxing fans, on the map, bro.
So did Salvador Sanchez.
Nobody knows that guy.
If you know boxing, especially Mexican, if you in Mexico, I guarantee everyone.
He put casual fans in their seats. Okay, he made it exciting and entertaining, and it's an entertainment business, bro.
So did Salvador Sanchez had the biggest Puerto Rican versus Mexico fight of all time, bigger than Trinidad de la Hoya, bigger than any other, bigger than Canelo Cotto, bigger than any Puerto Rican versus Mexican fight ever. That was legacy right there.
If I go and ask people right now who Salvador Sanchez is, they will not fucking know who he is.
Go do it right now.
If I ask people who Barrera is,
go do it right now.
Okay, there's no one here right now. That dog left.
Oh my God! All of a sudden, there's so many people, but all of a sudden, there's no one.
It's because I'm screaming on my phone. They think I'm crazy.
My God. Go ask the actors that brought the dog to you. I still feel that was scripted.
It was not scripted. Look,
but let's continue, Jake.
Can I go my number two?
I'm gonna say my number two. I'm gonna go back to back, then you go back to back.
All right, go ahead.
All right, number two. All right, we're gonna get out the way. Julio Cesar Chavez.
The fuck is that?
Julio Cesar Chavez.
Oh, I thought you said Julio Jr.
No, Julio Cesar Chavez, man. I'm not talking about Junior. He's not.
Dude, he knocked out Sergio Martinez, bro. Come on, give him some props.
And he still lost. He also lost to Anderson Silva, who Jake Paul beat. Come on, man. But come on, we talking about daddy right here. You already know. I don't even got to go too much into it. Julio Cesar Chavez became a legend. Come on, man. He came from the slums to become a king of a country. Everywhere he went, he was known. Till this day, even, he's still doing his exhibitions and selling out and shit. It's crazy.
Look, I'll tell you something. That guy, to me, him and Marquez are so close. And I don't know what the distinction is between them. I don't know how to separate them because Marquez has that victory over Pacquiao. He has that knockout. But Chavez has the one over Taylor, right?
Meldrick, yeah. But who's Meldrick Taylor?
I mean, what do you think? I think Marquez passed him up with that knockout, man.
Whoa. We're talking Chavez right now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
We're on the subject of Chavez. Let's go through his victories. He had big victories as well. Like you just said, he had the victory against Meldrick Taylor. He also had that fight against Hector Camacho. And we all know that Puerto Rican-Mexico beef, which, I mean, Chavez just whooped him, but he didn't stop him. And you know we all like the knockouts, but he did whoop his ass, though. But I don't know. What do you consider Chavez's prime?
Look, he had a good run. I mean, he was like, 93-0 or some shit? Like some crazy shit before he lost? Like 83-0 or something?
Well, before he got a blemish, the first blemish he got was the draw against Pernell. Then he lost when he was 89-0 against Frankie. But then he beat Frankie right away against Frankie Randall.
But I mean, like, he fought people that sell me fucking corn on the corner in fucking little village, bro. Like, he fought like a bunch of paleta men and taxi drivers. He padded up his record. Let's be honest. I mean, who did he really beat?
Everyone does that. Everyone does that. But Chavez just took it to another level, becoming a legend because he was fighting all the fucking time. He'll take on anyone. I mean, it's not like he ducked anyone. I can't name anyone Chavez ducked.
I mean, I think him. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think him beating Pernell Whitaker is like Marquez beating Mayweather if that happened. So you got to give him props for that because Pernell Whitaker is a great defensive fighter, dude.
Well, he didn't beat him.
But they had a draw, right?
And Pernell won, in my opinion, but
okay, but still, you got to give him credit for that because when Marquez fought Mayweather, he lost every fucking round.
Oh, I agree. And then Marquez fought Tim Bradley. Marcus fought Tim Bradley and lost badly. I agree.
Yeah, but I mean,
hold on.
Chavez, look, there's another dog here.
This is scripted, Jake. Stop this.
Nice dog.
But see, where do you cut it off? Because a lot of boxers get bad losses. But towards the end, Chavez was getting some real bad losses. I mean, he ended up with
look, De La Hoya beat the fuck out of him.
Exactly. Easily.
And I spoke to someone about this topic recently, and they were like, I was like, I'm going to talk about the top 4 Mexican boxers. And they were like, you got to put De La Hoya. I'm like, De La Hoya is not really Mexican, though.
Nah, he's Mexican-American. He's Mexican-American. He's not Mexican.
Right? Like,
it doesn't count.
Different. And you can tell by their fighting style.
Hold on, but I like where you're going with that because that's a different subject. We could go on the Mount Rushmore of greatest Mexican-Americans. Or greatest Mexican bloodline too, or however you speak it, because there's all respect to David Benavidez. He won I don't know. He won against Caleb Plant, but he's not full Mexican now. I don't know if people don't know that he ain't full Mexican. It was only half. But you know how
when I think about Mexican American boxers, I think of your boy Fernando Vargas.
That's my dog.
De La Hoya.
De La Hoya. I also think De La Hoya as well.
Who else? There's someone else.
I think Andrew Ruiz, because he became a first Mexican heavyweight champ, but he's not full Mexican.
Yeah. All right, it's my number 2 now.
Okay, so my number 2 was Chavez. And
I don't agree with both your picks, by the way, but we have different opinions on this one.
Let's see. Where's your number 2 at? Let me see. You going back to back. So you're gonna say you're 2 and 3.
I'm going back to back like Drake. Look, my number 2 is Marco Antonio Barrera's rival, Eric Morales.
El Terrible.
The guy that really outboxed Pacquiao in his prime. He outboxed him.
He really did.
He beat Barrera, and he came back, surprisingly, and kind of gave a beating to Maidana.
The first one. They fought twice or once? No. Yeah.
I think they fought once, but
and then he came back and gave Danny Garcia a good ass fight, but then he got knocked out.
And he is the first 4-division Mexican champion. Did you know that? He is the first 4-division Mexican champ.
I agree, but it's a lot of debates behind all that politics and shit.
Look, man, that motherfucker could box. He could fucking brawl. He can do anything, man. He had those wars with Pacquiao. He put Pacquiao on the map, man. I mean, all Mexican boxers put Pacquiao on the map.
This is true. I mean, it's called the little Mexicutioner. 100%.
They did until my number 1 knocked him the fuck out, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But
let's see. I mean, Morales had like 4 straight losses. I mean, come on, man. He lost to David Diaz.
I met David Diaz at your gym.
I've met David Diaz multiple times. I like the guy and everything. But come on, man. David Diaz is...
But dude, he got robbed, bro. Come on. Watch the fight. He got robbed, bro.
It was in the All-State Arena and everything. I remember that was a big buzz going around.
And he was way past his prime, bro. You can't count that against him.
What you mean? That's before he fought Chino, so he still had gas in him. It's just... shit happens. I mean,
It's not like David Diaz beat the shit out of him. It's a close fight.
yeah,
You can't count that against him.
See, and this is what I'm saying. Like, where do you go with bad losses? Because he ends up with 9 losses in total. But it's a different generation now. You're right. Different generation. And I mean, Eric and Marco Antonio both put on the little guys, not only just Mexicans, the little guys. Because I mean, back then or even now, we all want to see the big boys, the heavyweights. But those guys, including Pacquiao himself, put on the little guys, the lighter weight classes.
Dude,
But I like
Morales
it.
put us on. Morales and Barrera made me a boxing fan. Besides Margarito Cotto, when I watched that fight, that's what really made me a boxing fan.
But he
But
ain't in your
Morales and
honorable
Barrera,
mentions. But he ain't in your honorable mentions.
dude, it's a guilty pleasure to love Margarito, bro.
I agree. Go ahead.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Go ahead. What's your number 3, Jake? And then I'm gonna go with my 2 back-to-back picks.
All right, my number 3 is your rival, the guy that you hate the most, that ginger fuck Canelo Alvarez is my number 3.
What? Fuck that guy.
Why don't you like that guy, man?
I think he's not. I mean, tell me his best wins. I mean, I think it's all marketing.
Bruh, he beat Triple G.
I
He
debate.
beat Amir Khan. Knocked him the fuck out, man. Let's talk about it, bro.
That's your best wins. Come on, man.
Dude, he's done so much for Mexico right now. He runs Cinco de Mayo. He runs Mexican Independence Day. Give that boy his props already.
I don't know about that.
He beat Cotto. He beat Mosley.
Over the fucking hill.
He beat Arizona. Come on.
Who? Come on now. That fight was
Arizona Lara, he beat him.
No, he didn't. I've never seen. Look. You want to hear something? You want to know hilarious? And all right, the other day, my one of my guys, the head coach from my gym back then, he was talking about how Showtime Pettis. You saw Roy Jones was fighting this past weekend, right?
I know. We forgot to talk about that actually.
Okay. But hold on, my guy, Showtime won, right?
Yeah.
Showtime won, and it was a lot because of the body work, right? Because that's all Showtime was doing, the body shots. And then my guy from back there in Chicago said, I ain't never seen anyone win just on body shots. Well, the funny thing, Canelo fucking won a fight just body shots. Come on, man.
Dude, bro, stop hating on Canelo, bro. Dude,
thank you for saying that. Hold on. I want to thank you for saying that. Because when I talk to him again, I'm gonna talk shit about this. Because this right now you triggered and you reminded me that this fucker won just off body shots. And I'm gonna call this guy and be like, yo, your boy, when he robbed Lara, won just like that.
Look, let me tell you something.
Like I'm saying, Canelo ain't worth a thing. I think it's overhyped, overrated. Lara beat him. I mean, what Canelo's best wins are knocking out people he was supposed to knock out. He was supposed to beat.
Payday. You want payday.
That's all he's doing. John Ryder's getting a payday. Who the fuck's John Ryder, Jake?
Look, listen. Canelo is very good. He's a very good boxer, bro. He can box and he can brawl just like Morales and Barrera can.
I think he's okay.
You can dismiss me all you want, but
okay, hold on. So you're telling me Canelo's kept you that excited? As a Barrera and Morales did?
He brings the numbers up. He is the Conor McGregor of boxing.
Whoa. Oh, hold on.
He is.
Hold on. Are you sure?
Who buys the pay-per-views? Mexicans buy pay-per-views.
But Canelo's barely done any pay-per-view. He's been on the zone. So, see, okay, you want to talk numbers with me, Jay? Because I got the numbers.
Let's go. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Canelo has not been on pay-per-view. He's been on the zone, which hasn't done pay-per-view till recently.
But he signed a big contract with De La Hoya.
Huh?
He signed a big contract with him with De La Hoya.
Who?
Canelo.
Canelo hasn't been with De La Hoya.
He was with him.
Well, it's been a while already, Jake. Man, you want to talk numbers with me? Come on, man.
So Canelo's not putting up numbers for the casual boxing public.
I agree. He's still the draw. But to say those numbers are up there that where you think they are, they're not there anymore.
Who else is putting up numbers in boxing? Like who else?
Miss, you must not know of the man, Mr. Javante Tank Davis.
Yes, okay. Davis, Garcia, Canelo, and Mayweather's retired, bro.
Now, hold on, hold
Pacquiao is
on,
not
hold on.
fighting the same.
Hold on. You're forgetting. In Europe, the big boys are doing action. Mr. Tyson Fury's making fucking M's over there. Tyson's getting as much money as Canelo.
Tyson Fury, really,
Yeah,
dude. The heavyweight division is dead.
no,
It's the same as the UFC. The heavyweight
that's
division.
not.
There's nothing
That's
going
why
on over there.
Francis wants to fight Tyson, right? Because Tyson's money. It's Tyson's money. He's the heavyweight king.
That's great, but I'm not gonna watch that motherfucker fight unless it's free at fucking Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm not watching or ordering nothing.
So you're gonna watch Canelo versus John Ryder? I'm not watching that shit.
Just to see my boy Canelo, man. Stop hating on Mexican.
You watch Canelo versus Bivol?
Fuck no. I watch it on YouTube next day.
Come on, Jake. All right. Don't get me riled up. I don't think Canelo's that good. I think he's overrated, overhyped. Let him be on your top Mount Rushmore.
Okay, that's my number 3. What's your number 3?
Okay, I'm going 3 and 4. I'm going back to back. All right. Number 3. I was debating on this one, because I did a lot of research and I didn't like what they were saying about my boy, which could be debatable. It was between Ricardo Lopez and Ruben Oliveras. And at the end, I went with Ruben.
Stop it.
I went with Ruben Oliveras because he was a badass and he fought in a harder division. Even though Ricardo Lopez went 51-0, which I gotta put respect on that. But he fought at such at those super. It was like, where was he at? Strawweight. He fought at strawweight. Do you know who Ricardo Lopez is, Jake?
Hold on, let me stop you real quick. I know who Ricardo Lopez is, but this is entertainment business, bro. He's not entertaining. He's like a featherweight, like before featherweight.
Okay, that's why I'm okay.
He's
You're
a bantamweight.
Right. You're right. He's strawweight.
No one cares about this guy, bro.
Exactly.
I'm gonna
put him on there. That's why
I'm gonna get on my Chaos Kobe Covington mode right now. No one cares about this guy. No one cares about him. He's not entertaining. He can't sell nothing. He can't sell water to a well.
You're right. That's why I did put him on there, and I went with Ruben Oliveras.
No one knows that guy either, bro. Come on.
God. This is how you don't know your boxing.
Look, my top 4, my top 4, they're entertaining and they sell tickets.
See, you just want to do these wolf tickets. I'm talking about real fucking fighters here. I'm talking about real. Look, Ruben Oliveras might be the greatest bantamweight of all time. Of all time, no one better.
It's because no one fights at bantamweight, bro. Like I can't even name bantamweights.
Morales and Barrera fought at bantamweight.
Yeah, but that wasn't in their prime, though.
I just got you.
They were in their prime at featherweight.
I just killed your whole argument. Okay, and then you want to talk about featherweight? Salvador Sanchez might have been the greatest featherweight of all time.
He wasn't because Barrera and Morales were there.
No, their resume doesn't stack up at featherweight. They didn't have no 9 titles.
Pacquiao was there.
He didn't have no 9 title defenses.
He didn't need one because he has 9 division titles in general.
Okay, we're not talking pound for pound. We're talking division, just purely division work. And Ruben Oliveras might be the greatest bantamweight of all time, and he fought one of the hardest times, one of the hardest eras. And see the disrespect that these young cats, just like yourself, these young cats don't know their history of boxing. He might have been one of the hardest punchers of all time as well. Do you not know?
Let me give you my number 4 right now.
Oh, I'm not done talking about my number 3. You disrespectful mother. Because I
don't want to hear about this guy for one more second because nobody cares and nobody knows about this guy.
He had 89 victories, 79 by knockout.
I bet you can only name me 2 of those 89 victories, bro. That's how many Paleta man he fought in the fucking.
Oh my God!
Get in the ring. Come on, stop it.
He's also pound for pound. This is why you're so disrespectful. He also went up to featherweight and won the featherweight strap. Come on, man. You gotta put some respect.
No. Look, I respect him. I'm sure we'll meet one day and I'll beat his ass when we box because
Okay,
He's
but hold on. That was my number 3. And I'm gonna go in with my number 4 to beat you to him. My number 4 is Juan Manuel Marquez.
that's my number 4. Holy shit. I think that's how we became friends.
Hey, Marquez is the best of our generation. It's who I grew up with. When he knocked out Pacquiao, one of the greatest moments of my life.
Look, I got a lot to say about this because Marquez is one of my heroes in life, not just boxing.
Just the
I
life
went to go
hero,
see
I think.
Marquez against Pacquiao in Vegas. I think it
know
was
you told me about
their
this.
third fight.
The third one where he lost. Yeah, where he lost, where it's debatable. Of course, they're all debatable.
And I don't think he lost, honestly. And I'm not even trying to be biased, but I really feel like he outboxed Pacquiao. But in the fourth fight, when he knocked him down in the third round, oh my God, I fucking jumped up like I fucking won the lottery,
I
bro.
couldn't believe it. I was like, this is it. There's no way he loses now. But then when Pacquiao started putting it on him, I was about to break down and cry. Like, damn, Pacquiao's gonna fucking finish him this time.
Look, dude, the third fight, I was so nervous, bro. Like, I've never been that nervous. For me doing anything myself, let alone watching a fight. I
Man,
was so and when he knocked him down, I was like, what the fuck? Did he just knock Pacquiao down? Because he's always been knocked down by Pacquiao. He never knocked down Pacquiao until that moment. And then Pacquiao broke his nose. He was beating him up. He knocked him down in the fifth round.
blood.
And then when that fucking one punch knockout came in the sixth round,
Greatest one punch, greatest knockout, greatest one punch, greatest knockout of Mexico in history, greatest. There it is.
the thing for that, I mean, that is Mexican boxing right there at its finest, in its prime. You can't do that. You can't make this shit up. You
And
can't
then
write this shit.
Pacquiao did so much more after that. Tell me anyone else that has even dropped Pacquiao, let alone knock him the fuck out.
He put time. Sleepy.
Ridiculous. I couldn't believe it.
It's the greatest moment in Mexican boxing history, at least modern day. I mean, I don't think Chavez. I mean, Chavez had the thing against Meldrick, coming back with in the last round.
That was Meldrick. This was Pacquiao.
I mean,
what you just say, Mr. 9 division champion. It's ridiculous.
Pacquiao was tied with Mayweather at that time, pound for pound number 1. They were tied. That's how close it was in the ring rankings. They couldn't even put someone in that spot for number 1.
I agree.
They put him at a tie. And then
Marquez, just talking about his greatest fight ever. We're just talking about his greatest victory ever. Because, I mean, he put on all 4 fights with Pacquiao were fucking dog fights. All of them.
Hey, and by the way, just to say this, Marquez 4, Pacquiao 0. If I'm being biased, whatever, that's how I feel. Go watch the fights again.
I understand the first one. The first one is the least robbery one to me because he did get dropped 3 times. But I still have Marquez winning more rounds.
For sure. And definitely in the second one, I feel like
we're just talking about his greatest rival. But hey, you know, one of my other favorite fights that he had is when he fought another Juan. And Juan Baby Bull Diaz. This
oh
is
my God.
Jake.
This is Marquez. Dude, when Marquez went up to lightweight, he knocked out Casamayor.
Oh, I forgot about that fight.
The lineal lightweight champion.
You still got the poster, G?
He knocked him out in the 11th round.
You still have the poster?
I still have the poster. I do. And then he knocked out Diaz in the fight of the year in 2009.
100%.
That motherfucker was getting rocked, bro. Marquez always gets rocked, but he comes back, and that's what makes him great. That's why he's my number 1 Mexican fighter.
He's my number 1 too. He's my number 1 as well.
To me, bro, he defines Mexican boxing, and I don't like the disrespect because in the modern day, we have Canelo right now, right?
Fuck that guy.
But Canelo needs to be more respectful to his elders and his older boxers because he's being disrespectful to Marquez. I see him sometimes talking shit.
That's what I'm telling you. That Ginger thinks he's on a fucking pedestal, like he's all high and mighty. Motherfucker ain't shit. He go through
The
hordes.
only difference between him and the other guys that I brought up is that he's bigger, so he fights in a different division.
He's
You know, like
he's a bigger bitch. I
Morales
agree.
gonna fight at middleweight. You know,
He's a big bitch.
but look, Canelo is he's overrated a little bit. I mean, he would
Oh.
never have if he knocks out Mayweather like that, like Marquez did to Pacquiao, then you could talk your shit, boy.
Never.
Don't move up in weight and get outboxed, and you be talking like you're the king, motherfucker.
I keep telling everyone, Canelo's never knocked out a legit first ballot Hall of Famer in his life, or even beat a first ballot Hall of Famer in their prime. But we all know how boxing is. No hate. You fight who you fight, whatever. But come on,
Look,
tell everyone. No,
but
big
here's the thing. Like Canelo had Triple G, right? That's his rival. If you knock out Triple G like that, that's such a significant win for your legacy. But he didn't
knock
do
him
it.
out when he was old. Everyone thought he was gonna knock him out this past fight.
But Marquez knocked out his fucking enemy, bro. Like that's what defines your legacy. That's what defines a champion.
Marquez's last fight with Mike Alvarado at 140. At 140. Come on, man. He put on a fucking dog fucking fight. Mark is my favorite fighter of all time. That's my guy. You already know it. That's my top 4, Jay. We agree what? On 2? 2?
I think only 2.
Marquez and Chavez. I agree with you. Hey, my honorable mention, like I said, Antonio Margarito. Throw him some fucking love.
I didn't put Chavez on my top 4.
Get it?
I had Canelo.
Holy shit, you disrespectful motherfucker. You right.
I put Marquez, Barrera, Morales, and Canelo.
Oh, we only agreed on Marquez?
Yeah.
Terrible, Jay. How dare you?
Look, I'll put Margarito there too, man, because he made me a boxing fan when he beat up Cotto with his bricks in his hands.
Bro, that was a dog fight. All respect to Margarito. He put on the performance of a lifetime.
I got that poster in my room too. One of the best fights ever. Mexico versus Puerto Rico right there, bro. I mean, you can't define it any better than that.
100%. 100%. Put that up there. But that's my top 4, your top 4. Let us know what y'all think, people. Comment below. Like, subscribe. Be on the lookout for Instagram, Twitter. It's coming soon. I promise you. We keep telling you, but it's our IT people. We keep telling them to make it happen, and they don't listen. Jay, any last words? Any last words? Hey, pretty soon people will hit you with that Mexican American top 4. Mount Rushmore.
Look, my last words: subscribe, like the channel, comment, and go fuck yourself.
That's the man's last word. Subscribe.
Check it out now. Yo, we on one. Me and Bridget started the new pod. Go talking for hot. Letting you know in case you forgot. Talking shit about the pod. I make your soul rock. Oh God, let's go.